Okay, so we left on when we were trying to see how we can help improve our grade. We have 21%. So what is it that we can do to help us improve our grade? So the first thing is I want you to remember that for the grader project, you have 3 attempts. You have 3 attempts for each assignment. So you can do the assignment 3 times. So click on these 3 buttons here, and then you click on View the Submission, and you'll be presented with this window here that will show you your information. Click on this link here and it shows you these 4 files here. So down here you can see the maximum points and obtained points. You can see where you lost some points, just a glance. So for instance, the first one, there was no points required. Instruction number 2, 7, we got 7, 3, 7, we got 7, 4, we got 7. Now the 5th one, inside a function in column F to calculate the sales total of each individual sales rep, 7, we got a 0. So if you want to make some changes so you can improve your grade, you can, this is the file that you submitted. This is the summary report, and if you click on the summary report, it will open in a new window and it details exactly what is it that you did and how you lost some points. So the first one, you click on this link here, 7 points. It tells you insert function in column F to calculate the sales total of each individual sales rep. So this was instruction number 4, and we did not get any points here. Remember, this is the one that I said I'm going to do it wrong, so we can see how we can do it right and improve our points. So the best thing is, since we did it wrong, it is actually telling us how we should have done it. So these are the instructions. This is the formula. It's saying in cell F11 on sheet sales, the formula was not set to sum B11 to E11. And then you can go on and on. So as long as you make an attempt, it will give you some hints. If you don't make an attempt, it will just not give you much information. So that's one way in which you can see how you can improve your grade, and that by clicking on the summary report. You can also look at what you call the marked up report, and this will also open in another window, and this actually gives you your page and where the mistakes are. So it tells you exactly where the mistakes that you made are. So we had one, this one you got right, but there was another one here. So if you click on this, it gives a pop-up window here that says cell B3 on sheet sales was not detected in the submission, formula check was not performed. So we're supposed to put a formula function here for the date. It was not set up. And if you come down here, it also shows you where you made some other mistakes. If you click on this, this is the same thing that we just looked at, instruction number 5. In cell F11 on sheet that, the formula is not set to that, blah blah blah, all the way down like that. So that's another way in which you can see. Or you can download the submission with live comments. So this is the file that you submitted, and when you click on that link, it's going to pop up, and then you can save it somewhere, and you can give it another name, say submission 1, and save it in your folder. And then you click on that and it's going to open. So let's see what is in this file. It's taking a little bit of time. Okay, so this is the file. It opens up, and for you to be able to access it, you click on enable editing, and it gives you a breakdown of where you made the mistakes. So you can see all the way, this is the submission markup, wherever you made the mistakes. This was the original file, so you can see what you mean by the markup. This is where the mistakes are. 6 points deducted in installation number 13. So we didn't get back to instruction number 13, but they did subtract some points there. The values in that range were not formatted with the counting number format. So basically what they're saying is these values all the way down here should be formatted using the counting number format. And if you look at the instructions, instruction number 13 should be saying that format the values in the range with a counting number format. Now we never went that far, but you can see it's telling you that there is a problem there. So this is where we made the mistake in computing the values all the way here. And if you bring the mouse pointer here, it tells you 1.57 point deducted in instruction number 5 in the cell that formula was not set to that. So instruction number 5 is right here, and that's where we made the mistake. So what we want to do is you want to go back and make the changes to our document and then submit and see whether we can make some improvements on our grade. So a number of things that you can do. You can use the same file, or you can go back to the file that you had saved before on your computer. And this is the file that we had saved before, is the one that we submitted. So what we'll do is we'll continue and make some more changes or improvements. Now we know where the mistakes are. So for instance, we know that we made a mistake here based on the document that we just looked at. So we'll come in here and say number 5, inside a function, in column F, to calculate the sales total for each individual sales rep. Okay, so come in here, and you can either first remove that by highlighting and deleting. Then you highlight that and do the formula. Go to the formulas, you do the auto sum, and you have that. Then click on that cell, and then you autofill all the way down like that. And you can do the same thing even for the last value there. Okay, like that. So if you click on that and you bring the mouse pointer to the formula bar, you can actually see that you're doing the values all the way for those values, and you're doing it the right way. The blue shows the values that are being highlighted. So that was instruction number 5. So number 6, inside a function in the cell H11 that looks up the sales rep region based on the table in cell E3 to F6. E3 to F6. So this table here is the one that we should use to help us find out which region the sales rep belongs to. So basically what we are saying is, you'll come to this cell here, look at this value here, come here and see where the value 40 corresponds to, and 40 corresponds to international. So in here we should have international. Here we should have international. Next to 20, so what does 20 correspond to? Midwest. We come here and we have Midwest. But we can't do that manually, because if you have a file that has 10,000 entries, you can do that one at a time. So there is a function that you can use to help you do that, and that's what you're calling the VLOOKUP or the horizontal lookup. So that is instruction number 6. So if you've forgotten how to do the lookup, you can go back to your e-textbook. And that will give you the book, and then you just type lookup if you have forgotten, and enter or click go. And like we said, that's going to give you a lot of options. But since we know we are in chapter 2 here, formulas and functions, you can click on that, and that gives you the information, the lookup value. You see the function, the arguments, all the way down like that, the tapes. So you can review this. Use these buttons to scroll, and this is going to be the same information that you'll have in your textbook if you have the hard copy. And simply moving around is going to show you how you can actually accomplish that task. Okay, so the lookup function you see in here. So this is very similar to the same one that you're doing for the project. You have the table that has the information. You have the values in here. We have the years, and then we have the APRs. And basically what you're looking is, you have this value here, you compare it with the value in this cell, and then you return that value. So the function is you're supposed to be typing is very similar to this. So F9 in this case, what is F9? F9 is the value, VLOOKUP function value that you're looking at. And then you have these values here represent the table D4 to E6, and then you're making sure that they are absolute cell references. So that represents these values here, and you're returning the second argument. So this table has 2 columns, column 1, column 2. You're returning the value in the second argument right here. So VLOOKUP, put the cell reference F9, and make sure this is not absolute. So what you'll do is, when you do the first one here, then you can copy all the way down here, and because these cell references for the table are absolute, then it's going to be keeping this value to be static. So remember to do that, and that's how you go ahead and accomplish that. Okay, so assuming that we have made the changes to our file and we know what we did, so we want to see whether we can improve some grades. So we'll save this file. You save as, you can use a different name. Then we have saved our file, and then we'll go back to our course, and we go to the assignment, and you can see it's telling us that we have not passed that assignment. Upload, choose our file, and the new file is sample1. Click on that, upload, and remember the first assignment we got 21, so we want to see whether we can make some changes, some improvements. And then always remember to click finish submission, return to class, and then you can go back to grade, and we want to see what's going to happen to our grade. Training and projects, and grade 2. So we had 21 before, now we have 28. So we were able to add 7 points. So you can come back here, view the submission, and now you can see the new one is here. You still have one more because you have 3 attempts. Attempts allowed is 3, so you have done 2. So you can come back here, click download on any of these files, see where you made the mistakes, make the changes again, and then upload it again. So there's no reason why you should not be getting at least 70% in these projects. You have 3 attempts. So all the best. Let me know if you have any issues, any concerns, and we should be able to address them if you send me information in good time. All the best.